Now, of course, it isn't going to last that long because it's wood. All right, guys, another Reacts video. This one's kind of interesting. It's 7 years old. It's Louis Zettler, I believe. And he's got a video, how to weed eater proof your fence posts. And it's kind of interesting. He's got a combination of, looks like Schedule 40 pipe and 4x4 posts that are holding up his fence. Not sure where exactly he is. Maybe in Texas, but it's hard to say. So he's come up with an ingenious idea because he knows it's a problem that posts are going to get damaged from weed whackers. So it's an interesting little video. It looks like, I don't know, 2x6 or maybe 5/4 board that he's using to create his own type of fence armor out of wood. Now, of course, it isn't going to last that long because it's wood and it's going to be weed eated, but those are the guards that are going to be damaged as opposed to the posts themselves. So, you know, it's just interesting that people realize the problem and they try to come up with different solutions for it. And when we first looked at this, we had to find different solutions for the problem, you know, plastic or wood. And in our case, we decided on steel because that was the best renewable material for it. And it's thin enough that they almost disappear into the product and they look great. When you're cutting up a 2x6 here, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun to watch what he's doing here. And all the sawdust is being blown into the bed of his truck. I thought that was a unique way to capture it. But yeah, he's got a lot of wood to cut and he's basically formulating it into a 3.5 by 3.5 solution to protect his posts. On the ground there, you can see it's a neighbor-friendly fence. All the posts are on one side, all the rails are on one side, and all the pickets are on the other side. And you can see the weed whacker damage around the posts already, which is what lawn equipment does. You know, his solution will work. It will get torn up and start to rot. Whereas it's, you know, sitting right on the ground, the moisture is going to get up into that wood, so he's going to have other problems. It's not going to last very long. Maybe, I don't know, might last him 7 years, so it might be just what he wants. But it sits at the bottom, and interesting that he's concerned about the weed whacker damage on the bottom, but he doesn't have post caps on the top of his posts. And that would be something I'd want to get on right away to protect the top of those posts from moisture getting in and starting to rot the post from the top. He also fastens with nails into the post, and you know that makes a kind of a permanent solution. So when he's going to stain the fence or something, you know, to remove those guards would be a little of a problem. With fence armor, you know, you just unscrew them and then pull them off. Then again, if he's going to stain the fence, he'd probably stain those boards anyway, so it probably wouldn't matter in his particular case. In the corner, he custom makes a version so that he can get into the corner. On the fence armor side, you could just use the Demis or use our uni, which is designed for the corner, so that would work perfectly. And of course, you know, they look like fence hardware. Fence armor just looks way more professional. And when you consider this is probably the better part of a day, and I'm not sure how many dollars in material, you'd probably be, you know, better off if you don't count time as valuable. Figure your time is valuable and the energy spent on doing what this is, you'll be way better off with getting fence armor, which is American made and looks great. And it'll last forever. That's the other advantage. With any kind of protection, if you're going to be covering it, you might as well seal the area first. And obviously you can use a clear, the Expert Stain product, maybe get a gallon of that and just protect the wounded area of that post before you go ahead and cover it. So yeah, it was an interesting video, and like I say, that was already 7 years ago, and people know that they need protection from lawn equipment, and weed eaters are just a great tool for trimming grass, but once they get up to a post, it's going to destroy it. It's going to, over time, just shred it, so protect it. But if you want it to look good, be American made, I would of course recommend fence armor. All right guys, well thank you for watching this Reacts video, and thank you Lois for making your video 7 years ago. It really is nice that people contribute to YouTube for all of us to share. Thank you for following our fence armor channel. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.